first step for Pokemon on consoles, but as a casual Pokemon player, there just wasn't enough for me to sink my teeth into.
All in-game playthrough experience, a 7 out of 10. Overall, I think Sword and Shield are personally more enjoyable than Let's Go and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, but definitely not of the same tier as the better Pokemon games like Heart Gold and Soul Silver and Black 2 and White 2, which I think fans were expecting given that this is the long-awaited home console debut. At its core, this is a Pokemon game, and it has a lot of the things that are part of the standard enjoyable Pokemon experience. For me, however, my enjoyment of the game, even as a pretty hardcore Pokemon fan, died off really hard at about 80 hours, during which I accomplished every single necessary and optional thing that this game had to offer, include beating the story, beating the post-game, reaching the Master Ball rank in the Battle Tower, building and battling with many competitive Pokemon, completing the Pokedex, and doing many raids and some shiny hunting. I'm sure I'll be able to put in more time shiny hunting, which again isn't a new thing to Sword and Shield, thanks to my streaming audience on Twitch that makes that a very enjoyable experience for me, and possibly some more competitive battling, but as I anticipated, it has gotten immensely stale really quickly. The main thing for me is that this game had so much potential, but it was largely unfulfilled, and the game as a whole is unpolished and lacking many important aspects. The immense sacrifices that were made do not appear to have been made in exchange for anything in particular. The good parts that are there are often inconsistent, and the bad parts are terrible. In a sense, a lot of potential is a great thing, but a finished product is not supposed to be just potential. It should have the actual substance within it. As I've said in my other videos, I believe that the flaws within these games are indicative of larger problems at Game Freak and the Pokemon Company, which are my real concern when it comes to assessing them. But in terms of the game itself, it's passable at best. It all comes down to that one step forward, two step back pattern that has been characteristic of the studio for the past couple of generations. Overall, I give Pokemon Sword and Shield a 6.2 out of 10.
First 3 hours were actually really fun. After that, the game slows down so hard, and all you do is do the gyms, and there's not really a story, and there's not too much side stuff to do, and the post-game wasn't great either, that it has definitely left me, right now, with probably the most mediocre Pokemon experience I've ever had in any of these games. It's made me really upset. Like, I've actually been really down, because I wanted the games to be good for me. I wanted these games to be super fun, and obviously it's not going to be the same for everyone else. I hope you're all enjoying it, seriously. I hope you're all finding things to enjoy from Sword and Shield. I'm just not.
There's a lot of hype behind Sword and Shield, and I just want to shed some light on this topic because I've got complaints to make towards Game Freak, and they better be fucking listening because it's not fucking funny, bro, and I want shit to be changed. Why the fuck have you called the game Sword and Shield, right? Yeah? GTA, for example, it's got guns, it's got cars, you steal cars. Does what it says on the title, yeah? Does what it says on the tin. Skyrim, dragons, there's everything, bro, everything you need in Skyrim, man. That fantasy bullshit, right? It's all there. Sword and Shield? Where's the fucking swords and shields, bruv? I don't see no swords and shields, bruv, other than they're on the legendaries, mate, and they're not till fucking end game, bruv. So what's the point, bruv? Where's the swords, mate? Where's Aegislash, the sword Pokemon? Where the fuck's, like, that Basil, I forgot his name, the fossil one that's got, like, a massive shield for a face? Where's that one, bruv? Why is it called Sword and Shield and it's not even about swords and shields, bruv? Are you taking a piss, bruv?
0 out of fucking 10. There's no swords or shields in the game. It's a fucking lie.
Pokemon Dexit.
Well, that was the thing. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Is it that bad? I don't think so. This is my personal review of the game, and let's see how well this goes. Let's do this. Kabushi. Okay, so my first thing is the graphic details and the comparison from the other Pokemon games. For me, I think the graphics are okay. Yes, I will admit they're somewhat childish, but come on. They're actually pretty good graphics. I mean, you can't really say nothing much, and it's definitely an improvement. There's a lot of bright colors in it, definitely far greater than the 3DS versions, I will admit. And yes, there's no thing. Now, yes, there is one little glitch with the ladder, but that's just it. I mean, I don't say they figure out how to program that yet, but who knows. But the trees part, by the way, they're trees. They're always gonna look different. I mean, I can go outside right now and show you what they look like. Hey, these trees, some of them are crooked. They're always crooked. It's natural. And not all trees in the game are this crooked. So the graphics are super okay. They're actually pretty good. And that is just mainly great. So point being, I think the graphics are super great. All the new designs are great. The coloring is fantastic. And of course I will admit the ladder thing is a glitch. But that's fine. I think all things are pretty solid. The new Pokemon is actually pretty good, and the Pokédex is super fine. I don't see how everyone would complain about the Pokemon themselves and the new thing. And by the way, I got something to show you. Slash is in Pokemon Sword and Shield, you nutcases. That's right here, and here's his pre-evolutions too. Now, of course, the other one is in here, but hey, that's close enough. Sue, it's even got a shield. It has its shield. So yeah, pretty much that's the thing. On the whole, I think the Pokemon's designs are great. Yes, they did do a sacrifice, but to me, it's nothing. I'm more super casual on that. But the new Pokemon designs are excellent and great. There are some duds, but they're not that bad. And personally honest, I love this new design. It's really clever, similar to like how they did with the last two gens. And try to finally focus on a country and has very Mon's base around it. It's pretty much similar to Pokemon X and Y and Pokemon Sun and Moon, which is pretty much great. As for the Gigamax and Dynamax, it's debatable. I don't use it. I do use it that much, and I think they're pretty cool. But it's definitely a good strategy nonetheless. It's an easy one, admittedly, but it's not that bad. When talking about the story, that is also no debate, but I won't deny that the story definitely has a little bit of an issue. One of the biggest problems, and I said this during my other video I did about talking about Pokemon, it does drop the ball on the stories a lot. But what's interesting is they actually do have good character arcs, it's just they don't use it. And while the story does kind of flops, and I mean, shoot, the main villain's plan isn't even that evil, and they hand wave a very important problem, which is kind of weird because last generation's main villain was pretty more smarter with an actual evil plan. But on a whole, I think the story is lacking. Now, the Game Challenge, on the other hand, they're pretty good. I love them. But yeah, on a whole, definitely, I will say the story is lacking. But to be fair, that's what you guys jokingly wanted, because we all know the Pokemon fans said that they didn't want too many cutscenes, which I don't see why not. I don't see the problem with cutscenes. I actually love them. There are good, funny moments in there. The story ain't that bad, but it's definitely halfway point they dropped the ball on it. But to me, I think the story, it's okay. I mean, it's not better than any other story I've seen, but hey, at least it's not that, it's passable. Gameplay wise is super fun. I love the gameplay. I think it's actually pretty standard. It's just normal for regular Pokemon fans. Again, the Dynamaxing and Gigamaxing is a good strategy, although I will admit, it's pretty much not a win button, but it definitely is pretty interesting. It does up the ante. Now, the thing is about this review, I am not going to review it online because I actually can't get the online thing, so I don't know how this works. It works. But on a whole, I think it's pretty sharp with its gameplay. Have a lot of good life improvements, such as better clothes for the boys and girls, and better seeing your hairstyle and all that. PokeCamp, it's okay. It's decent enough. It's a better upgrade. It's another good upgrade to the PokeME. Though I will admit that it's definitely got some garbage, or I don't know. I think it's good. I mean, I don't know how great you have to stir that thing, but it's pretty good. And I like how you can interact more with your Pokemon and that. Finally, the life improvement of the items, they're pretty good. I like the XP. Now I don't have to get XP share anymore. Thank gosh. I needed that because, let's be honest, it's good leveling up. And funny enough, this game is based around it. So, yeah. On a whole, I think this game is good. Good with that. On a whole, I think this is probably the greatest start for Pokemon on a console. Yes, the game does have its flaws, I will admit, but it's not that damaging. In fact, it's actually probably my second favorite Pokemon game since Pokemon Y, which is definitely very top tier. I love how they finally did a lot of good things. I love the new Pokemon. I love the new Galarian forms. I love the new everything, really. Yes, there are a few problems. I'm not going to deny that. But as a whole, I give this game pretty much more than what people have been giving it. I'm going to give it a score of 97 through 100, meaning pretty much a 9 through 10. Yes, it does have problems, but I highly recommend people getting this game. I really do love it. And yes, there are some flaws, but it won't be that wasteful. I do think it's very well done. Either way, this has been Floxcat Review, which is actually my first time I ever reviewed this, but I decided to do it anyways because I was actually really getting annoyed with the whole reviews, except for Game Explain. Game Explain, I could let that pass because, hey, at least they agree and been honest with this. But on a whole, I don't think the game is deadly or whatever. But on a whole, I highly recommend those who want to start with Pokemon to start with Pokemon Sword and Shield. It will be an easy game to get into. But if you guys want to get into it but not have a very bleh experience, go get another Pokemon game if you want to. I highly recommend it, and I hope they do step up with it. Alright, this has been Flosscat, and I'm snapping out of here. Bye.
King Cole.